Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and it's time for another Marvel Legends 2013 figure review. This is HYPERION. Probably the figure I was most looking forward to. I know I said something like that about She-Hulk, but I forgot about him at the time. I was really looking forward to this guy, if for nothing else, to use his body for fodder. But to be completely honest, there was a big wah, wah when I opened the figure, because I'm just... common theme, I'm unimpressed and / disappointed, and whatever else you want to say. It's just, it's sad for Marvel Legends. I want them to be good, but they're not. So many things wrong with this guy. So many things. First thing, let's just do it right. I don't want to seem too negative. I know that's going to be hard. He's just about 7 inches tall, so he's got great size, and I thought he was going to have a great sculpt, but there's so many problems with it. He doesn't have T-Rex syndrome too much. His arms are almost the right size for his legs. His chest is really narrow though. Like, his pecs are super narrow and kind of small, even though he's got that shelf thing going on where they stick out really far. Especially if you stand him up like this, which makes him look even dumber. They stick out really far. Like, his shoulders aren't even in line with his neck. It's just freaking weird, I think. You kind of lean him forward and it's a little better, but his shoulders are way off center. And his chest sticks out really far, but it's super narrow. His shoulders are as big as his pecs. And he's really, really wide. Just kind of weird looking. His head sits kind of high. Kind of really high. His back is really narrow as well. And the plastic is super cheap plastic. I don't know where they found this stuff. It reminds me... I don't know if any younger guys will know about this, but you guys that are older should probably remember these Looney Tunes McDonald's toys, Burger King maybe, that had the Looney Tunes in superhero costumes. That plastic is exactly what this feels like, that real cheap, hard plastic that all kinds of cheap McDonald's style toys have. I just noticed, look at that top row of abdominal muscles is like flat. That's kind of weird looking. It's like they decided not to finish the sculpt. Well, they definitely didn't finish it all the way, but what's up with that? Put in too many hours on this figure, sculpting it, I guess, and said, oh, that's enough. We don't want to spend any more money on it. It does have a good ab crunch, though, I guess. Good range of motion, anyway. But look at that. He's got derpy eyes. He's not even, like, he couldn't look forward if he wanted to. He's got eyes like a bird. I don't know what's up with that. The head sculpt looked way better. Maybe the paint's throwing it off, but it just looks weird. The hair's nicely done. It even has some shading in it. But the derpy eyes are ruining it for me. Maybe it's not that bad. If the eyes were fixed, it's throwing off the look. Maybe. I don't know. The neck is painted. The skin color is actually pretty good. The red is super bright and shiny like She-Hulk, so it makes it look even cheaper. Same thing with the yellow. It's supposed to be kind of metallic, which it is, but... it still reminds me of that really cheap plastic, the way they did it, the way it doesn't have any shading. It just, I don't know, it has a really cheap feel to it, and it does actually in person too. You expect a figure this size to kind of feel heavy and solid like the Wrecking Crew, like those bodies, and it doesn't have that feel at all. He does have a ball disc shoulder, decent range of motion, a swivel in it. They did a good job painting the skin. He's got double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and a wrist pivot. Decent sculpt work on the hand. The fingers aren't individual, but still. They did a good job, but there's still no shading on it at all. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. Not as bad as the red, though. Like I said, he's got the ab crunch and he's got the waist twist. The same style hips as Bucky, Cap, or Archangel, or Wolverine. So, good range of motion there. Decent sculpt work on that. He's got the thigh swivel built in. Mine won't move. Come on, move. That one's working. So he's got the thigh swivel. That's pretty cool. Double jointed knees. He's got a really loose swivel in the boot. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like not really connected that well. So he's got a swivel at the boot. Some gray scratch marks from the factory. Ankle pivot. And the new ankle rocker. It looks like there might be some shading on the boots. I think there is. And it's kind of hard to see with the harsh lighting, but yeah, there's definitely some shading on there, so that's nice. There's no shading anywhere else other than the hair. The chest emblem's pretty good, except for the scratch marks on it. It's pretty solid. He's got the cape that comes in 2 parts. So this part goes on the back here. I'm assuming they did this so that they could use it for Sentry. And they'll probably have a different top piece. But so that pegs in there. If you wanted to, you could pose it like that. I think that's just a happy accident. I don't think they intended you to be able to do that, because it is sculpted to match the back. So put that in where it belongs. Then you take this top part, which is solid plastic, molded yellow, and then it's got the gold on there. This pegs in the top piece. So that's supposed to look like it's connected to the cape there, which it really kind of looks cheap. And then this comes around the front, and that's supposed to look like it's pinned to a shirt, but it doesn't come down all the way, even though it's sculpted to. It just doesn't fit well. No matter what you do with it, it doesn't fit well, and it looks stupid. Looks like he's Booster Gold with a little spaceship flying around his shoulder. So I don't know. It's like one cut corner after another. I'm just disappointed, and I didn't want to be, so it makes it even worse. So I don't know. I'm kind of upset because I can't even use it as fodder. I mean, I probably will, but I'm not going to like it as much as I thought I would. I'll have to build out the chest to make it look right, because I don't like that narrow chest. Barely any shading in the cape. I don't know, guys. I know I'm coming off negative here. I don't want to. I wanted to be super excited and jazzed for these guys, but I'm just not. I can't help it. They didn't do a great job with them. This guy's got goofy proportions. It was hard to tell at Comic-Con, or maybe they changed it like they did Iron Man, but he's just, I mean, he's definitely okay, but he's definitely not particularly good. And the golds don't match there and there. I don't know if you can tell that, but this is painted on, and it looks as cheap as the plastic feels. So, whatever. There's Hyperion, guys. Hopefully Sentry's better. We'll see. I don't know. Stay tuned for the rest of the 2013 Wave 1 Marvel Legends reviews, and in the meantime, keep collecting.